The best Quad City sports talk radio show in the world. With the face who runs the place, T-Roy. The OG on the marquee, Jaybird. And the cat who runs the chat with the stats, Statman Surge. We are Don't Hassle Us, We're Local. We're not a Quad City sports talk radio show. We're not the Quad City sports talk radio show. We are your Quad City sports talk radio show. Welcome to the conversation, Quad Cities. But first, the Dawn.
Eastbound and down, loaded up and trucking. It's Friday, Jay. We're ready to get the hell out of here already. Nah, I'm just kidding. We got 2 hours of fun with you ding-dongs out there in the Quad Cities. Thanks for tuning in to AM 1170 and live on Facebook.
Boy, oh boy.
Love you guys.
Tell you what. Sometimes you just can't do anything but just have to play the elements, right?
Well, you know, it rains. It snows. It's hot. It's buggy. It's muggy. But you know what? We're still kicking, Bird.
That's
got
right.
Nothing to complain about at all.
No. I don't really have anything to complain about. I'm just saying about the elements. You just kind of have to weather the storm.
You know, like a pig, when they say a pig and poop, that's what I'm happy as.
Yep.
Just rolling around.
Weather the storm. It's, you know, the PGA Championship, it's all about the wind out there. They're having some trouble out there.
Dude, Lefty is up there on the leaderboard this morning, I saw.
Know.
But Brooksy had an impressive day yesterday. Victor Hovland.
Yeah.
Go back to our pick six, by the way.
Yeah.
Spieth, Schauffele, Homa, Hovland, and Kirk and Wiesberger. How are we doing?
Well, the problem is that Xander did fine. It's our lottery picks that weren't doing the best.
Kirk and Wiesberger?
Yeah. Let's give an update of how they are, and thanks to our friend Mike Martin out there at Hidden Hills who helps us with our DFS.
And if you're looking at golf today, guys, get on out there, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's Friday.
I might spit a little bit, but
just,
I don't get that going.
Keep our show on your phone. Put it in the cup holder, whatever it is, or take your little portable speaker. You can listen to us rant and rave on the show for 2 hours today.
Yeah, Wiesberger's not doing too well.
Okay.
He was +6 yesterday.
A big congrats out there to John Byrne. Did his guest bartending thing at Pints last night. Turned out very well. Jay and I both could not attend because of children things. But, hey, that's how it goes, man, when you decide to make little children's.
That's right.
But it went well. Maddie and Chelsea took care of him, and he raised a very good amount of money, so I hear he's very pleased.
Yeah, he raised almost $500 for the autism, and he's already over his personal goal of $10,000. We had him on May 4th, and if you guys don't know about John, go back and you can go to our ESPN 1170am.com post where I write a little bit about him, and I actually embedded the interview with him as well. He's an incredible guy, and it's weird. The same day I wrote it, and somebody was it was our friend Tony down in Muscatine, formerly Tony Tone, in this building. He was asking about motivational speakers.
Tony has done it again.
There you go, asking about motivational speakers, and I said, get a hold of my man John Byrne. I mean, he's fantastic. The stories that he has and everything else. I mean, it's incredible. So,
don't you wish there was a real Matt Foley though? Like a real life
Matt Foley.
That'd be great.
Van down by the river. Yeah. So, no.
Using those papers for rolling doobies.
Yeah. Looks like we got ourselves a little Willie Shakespeare here.
Well, lottie freaking da.
So, anyway. Speaking of, I've got a nice little thing that I need to post this afternoon. It'll be a little bit of a lighten up the spirits of what's going on. I guess I'll talk briefly about that as well in a second. But lighten up the spirits, if you will. Just lighten the mood. Did you see Saturday Night Live on Saturday?
I don't watch Saturday Night Live, Jay.
Okay. Well, they did a spoof. A spoof on.
You know what I liked better than Saturday Night Live, which I think they should bring back, but I don't know why. Which was it was in the 90s. It was
Kids in the Hall?
No. Way better than that. Way better Saturday Night
SCTV?
No. Way better than both those.
In Living Color?
Yes.
Okay.
In Living Color was the bomb.
It was.
It blew all the other ones out of the water.
In Living Color on Sunday night made along with the Simpsons. What is wrong with me? I just said Symptoms, and I said.
Are you okay?
A lot. In Living Color.
Do you need me to pass some of my antibodies to you?
For a good 4 years, along with the Simpsons and whatever else Fox decided to throw in on Sunday night, made Sunday night TV must-see TV.
Oh, dude.
Living Color was that good.
I mean, you had Homie the Clown from that. You had...
Well, just think about that.
You had Fire Marshal Bill from that. You had...
Well, hold on. Just think about what you have. You have Damon Wayans, executive producer and star of it.
Keenan Ivory Wayans.
Keenan Ivory Wayans is executive producer and creator and star of it. Then you had Damon Wayans.
And they both did a lot of work with Eddie Murphy, by the way.
Jamie Foxx.
Yes.
David Unger.
Yes. Jim Carrey. All right.
And
then Wayne's sister was on there,
Kim
too.
Wayans was
Kim
in
Wayans
there.
on there, too.
And then Rosie Perez was the choreographer and a dancer for the Fly Girls.
So was
Jennifer Lopez. So, dating ourselves or whatnot, that's something.
That was talent, man. I mean, I'm just thinking back to the, what was the Jamie Foxx did the girl, was it?
Shanae.
Oh, no, you did.
Oh, no, you didn't.
Oh, no, you didn't.
But Saturday Night Live has a nice little digital spoof of The Last Dance, and I'm going to write something up a little bit later. It's really good, and I'll send it to you later. I know you don't want to watch Saturday Night Live, but
I don't mind it. If there's good bits on it, just sometimes, I don't know.
What, they can push their own personal agenda onto you?
I don't know. I ain't saying that.
Well, I will tell you this.
I think we're lacking. This is just my opinion, and if you don't like it, whatever.
Sure.
Have your own. I think overall, right now, I mean, it used to be a time when, Eddie Murphy was the funniest man in America, and after him, I mean, it was. Oh gosh, there was a lot of guys. Jim Carrey, I'd say. Jim Carrey probably owned the '90s. Eddie owned the '80s. Will Ferrell owned the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Or the 2000s, the aughts to the 10s. I really don't know who the funniest person in America was from 10 to 20.
Probably in the last 5, it's probably got to be Kevin Hart.
Is it?
It's just
I just don't find Kevin Hart that funny.
Is it because he always plays Kevin Hart in every movie?
Yeah.
The same Kevin Hart guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
I mean, who's the funniest guy right now? There's not, it's still kind of Will Ferrell. There's guys that are funny. I mean, listen, and when I say funniest guy of the decade, there's still those decades had numerous guys. I mean, Vince Vaughn, all the guys from old school were great. Jim Carrey was a lot around with Damon Wayans. Jamie Foxx was great. I mean, there was a ton of funny. Mike Myers, by the way.
Oh yeah, he had a good run.
Mike Myers is right up there fighting for.
So I Married an Axe Murderer is a very underrated movie.
Oh, dude. Oh, the colonel with his wee bitty eyes. Eat more chicken. Eat more chicken.
Yeah, and then you had I was never a big Austin Powers. I mean, I watched the first one.
Oh, I thought Austin Powers was great. I really loved it for a while. I really did got into it really good. I thought it was funny. But, who is it now? Who's the funniest guy in America right now? I don't know. I mean, there's people that are going to give me opinions, and I'm going to be like, okay.
Comedy is not the same anymore unless you can get a romantic comedy guy, or in movies, we haven't seen movies in over a year. But comedy, because there's no, I'm sorry, and I don't want to get into the cancel culture, but it's been talked about over and over again by comedians that you just can't say things anymore, and it just offends somebody, and it gets you canceled.
Think about the comic geniuses that we grew up with. I mean, we had, Richard Pryor,
we had Carlin,
George Carlin, we had Robin Williams, we had
Billy Crystal.
I'm trying to think. I'm forgetting somebody in there out of the.
I don't want to speak ill of the dead, but there's a lot of times Robin Williams was accused of stealing people's bits.
Yeah, what else?
Yeah. But I mean, there's plenty of stand-up comedians out there. I mean, even the ones that
Sam Kinison was
Sam
huge.
Kinison was great. But then you also have ones that are kind of okay, that you're just you came out of nowhere. You didn't think you didn't know what happened. But Jeff Foxworthy, and you had that Larry the Cable Guy thing going on.
And then I love
Ron White.
Ron White's great. We saw him live at Jay Money here in the Quad Cities. Yeah. Dude, Ron White is hilarious. But it's he's not huge.
Mm-hmm.
Where Ron White's starring in his own movie, Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy is the litmus test for me.
Okay.
I mean, this was the 80s. Eddie Murphy was the most popular man in America. He was more popular than Arnold Schwarzenegger. He was.
No, there's no. He was. Listen,
he was a comedy action star. He did it all. Eddie Murphy did it all, and then he turned that, and he made films with all black members. Remember? Obviously Coming to America, but Harlem Nights. I mean, Eddie Murphy took the people that helped bring him along and got them out. Even getting Red Fox in a movie at that age.
Yeah.
Delta Burke. all that. I mean, Eddie Murphy was king. I mean, hands down.
There's no doubt about it. But you go before him. There is one thing that one person had that Eddie Murphy didn't have, and that was John Belushi. He had the #1 show, which was Saturday Night Live. He had the #1 movie, Animal House, and he had the #1 album because he had a
Blues Brothers.
He had that, but he also had a comedy album too.
Oh,
that was also on there. Now Eddie Murphy, on the other hand, he had like Delirious Raw. That was after. Eddie Murphy is the only cast member in Saturday Night Live history to actually host the show as well.
Yeah,
the only one.
By the way, Delirious and Raw.
Oh, timeless. Still great.
Yeah.
You can't. I mean, could you get away with it now? I don't know. But to me, it's still worth watching.
Fine, whatever.
It's still worth watching. So.
I mean, Eddie Murphy just. I mean, and then my girl wants to party.
Great song. Got a little Rick James in the background.
Party all the time.
Likes to party all the time. Yeah, good times. Speaking of like movies, whatever else, I really, when I let the kids go off to school today, I feel like Annie in Field of Dreams, where I'm like, when they're talking about banning books in the school, and then they talk about it, and like, who's for America, who's for freedom, blah blah blah, and they raise their hands, and she's like, all right, America, I love you, I'm proud of you.
Who's for this fat hog?
Yeah. Sheila.
Why do they make everybody in Iowa looks like an idiot in that movie? By the way,
all I do is just try to figure out what high school that was filmed at when I see that.
Married to the horse's ass.
It's horse's ass and 3 counts. All right, Beulah, you want to step outside? Let's go.
Come on, that's not
anyway. So I told you this, and again, we're not going to spend too much time on it, but I do get like a little bit. I hated the idea of what was going on. But you didn't tell me
the Saturday Night Live story. I interrupted.
Oh, what's Saturday Night Live story?
Well, you said there was a bit.
Oh, it's about it's a spoof on the Last Dance. It's really good. I'll have to send it to you because it's probably like 5 minutes long.
I thought you were going to go on more about
No.
Okay.
I'm going to write ESPN 1170 AM and share it just because it's just that good. Like you'll watch it multiple times. There
has been. Listen, they have had some really good stuff on there that I thought was hilarious.
Yeah,
but I just don't. I don't really watch it because
well,
I don't find that Tommy Davidson guy funny anymore.
Tommy Davidson?
Whatever, the new Davidson kid. I know it's not tight. By the way, Tommy Davidson was on Then Let Me Cover too.
He was, yeah. We forgot about him.
He was very funny.
He was pretty good. So, yeah, the whole thing that goes on that happened yesterday, I guess we could have assumed it was going to happen, but the idea of the governor, and this is in Iowa, not in Illinois, the governor in a midnight type of thing. I understand that they didn't give educators a lot of time to get ready for it, to prepare how to talk to kids about it. But if they,
all right, can I interrupt real quick on that?
Sure.
Yeah, I got 2 hours to decide that I wasn't going to have St. Patrick's Day last year. Mm-hmm. So you got a few more hours than I got. So I'm really don't piss and moan to me about it.
That's fair.
Teachers,
You're right.
just wake up and do your GD job. I had to do my GD and shut it down. So I don't want to hear it.
That's fair.
If you don't like it,
no, that's not my point.
That's just seriously.
But the thing
you know what?
is,
we all have to deal with adversity in our life. Deal with it.
Yes, but it's fair. You have a fair point. But I'm just saying, like, as far as what was happening about the reports that there were kids being bullied if they wore masks, they were being looked at or whatever else. And the thing is, it probably did happen. All right.
Yeah, and the teachers and the principals need to.
And they did address it.
Yes.
From what I understand, there's all kinds of things out there. There are messages out there. And don't get me wrong, there's on the other side, I'm not done here. On the other side, there are teachers that are kind of trying to influence their classroom that it's probably their social responsibility to keep wearing the mask. And you know the way I feel about it. And again, using your power, using your authority, your influence over 9, 10, 11-year-olds to push what you want to happen isn't always a good thing to do. And this isn't the first time. I mean, we all know we've
said on this show from the go, Jay, do what makes you comfortable.
Yes.
Do not try to push your beliefs on others. Okay? So please follow it. And by the way, if your kid's out there being an a-hole bullying somebody for wearing a mask, maybe you're the a-hole parent. So you fix yourself, all right?
It's exactly what it is.
And at the same time, if you're the parent whose kid was bullied, do a little introspect on yourself. Were you mean to, and did you give weird, mean comments to people that didn't wear masks? Because I think it can go both ways, this bullying thing. There's people that are bullying people that aren't wearing their mask, and there's people that apparently are bullying people that do wear masks. Everybody chill the F out. Like, stop. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. I think
stop both ways.
Yeah, we're paddling in the same boat here because of the whole thing that what I just said was, what I wrote was, it's time to be objective. And I really thought I was going to get blasted. So when I sit there and say, like, I thought people were going to come out and call me right-wing conservatives, mask hole.
They're going to say you were Leah
and I just
January
wanted
6th.
to be objective and say that, look, it's not right that there's bullying. And by the way, this is the first time bullying has really been now in the forefront in education, whether they've been using that word in over 15 months because they kind of put it to the wayside. And that's why my point is that if you have pushed your political beliefs so much on a 9, 10, 11-year-old all the way up to senior in high school that they are making fun of kids wearing masks or pulling masks off or whatever the report is, come on, pump the brakes about how you've sent your child off to school. And the other side of it is when you make these reports and you're on Twitter, and trust me, it's there, folks. You want to get angry or whatever else, or you want to go agree with it, go to Twitter, because everyone writes whatever they want out there. And I'm not saying Facebook's much different, but they'll at Governor Reynolds and they'll call everyone ever. Because the difference is because on Twitter, you don't really have to be yourself. I know there's catfish in Facebook, but Twitter, they can get away with a lot more. So it's like all these reports are out there and the governor doesn't care about kids. Blah, blah, blah. And okay. And she doesn't care about bullying. And my point was just like,
Christ.
What we've done to the kids. Keep it about the kids, because we really, really have sort of told them that, hey, you're a disease carrier, you're a super spreader, and that's why you have to wear a mask. When they're not, they're more buffers. And we've told them that you need to wear a mask outside to play kickball. And again, this is my post, so I'm regurgitating what I said, but I really thought I was going to catch hell for this. And they said, hey, you have to be outside because you have to be outside. When you're outside, you have to wear a mask, even though it's an indoor virus. And then finally, they told them, like, you need to wipe everything down. Basically, I don't know, maybe because there's a labor shortage of janitors because we furloughed them. But let's not say it's child labor laws. Let's just Let's just have them wipe everything down and say that it is on surfaces when it's not on surfaces. So we've lied to these kids and we've kind of bullied them into believing this. We've gaslighted them. I don't like that term. I don't like the term gaslighting because
I don't either.
It's become a very popular thing to do. It's always like when a couple breaks up, all right, he was a jerk, she was crazy. It's too easy. And everyone goes, oh, I know what you mean. Or they align it. Or she says, he's narcissist and he gaslighted me. And it's just, these are terms to throw out there. Everyone's like, oh man, that sounds terrible.
Or the good one, don't virtue signal me.
Yes, there you go.
Because it's toxic.
So I really thought I was going to catch a lot of hell for it, and I didn't. And I appreciate that people saw that I was looking at things both ways. So I appreciate social media, Facebook, for example, the one that I wrote on, for not reaching out and being like, oh, you're this or you're that or whatever else, when I'm really not. The only other one was a comment that was just like, it's sad that a health crisis has become a political football.
Yeah, it really is.
But the thing is this is where my point was. Where I've always fell on this. Let's look at history and try to make our decisions. And the thing is, Spanish influenza was very much political football. H1N1 of just 10 years ago was very much political football.
I don't remember it being that big of a political football.
The Great Depression was an economic crisis that was very much political football. And if you want to go even further, the creation of the FDA, based on Upton Sinclair's The Jungle, and Teddy Roosevelt wanting to make the FDA, was very much a political football. They were saying he was only doing it to gain more votes or whatever else, and there was pushback of creating that after reading Upton Sinclair's The Jungle.
Kim trying to get more votes by passing this law at midnight or wherever it was. That's
Maybe it's her political ideology. I don't care. I'm just saying this. The end of the story was always this for me. I told you this yesterday. I'll say it again. Kids, I think you're smart enough to make your own decision. You decide what you want to do. Then I have an argument with my 11-year-old, my daughter. She goes, he's not, to the 9-year-old. He's not smart enough to make his own decisions. I said, yes, he is. She goes, he is 9. And she's 11 too. She's basically saying, I'm a kid, he's a kid. I said, you have been taught to make the best decisions for your health in a certain circumstance. You are smart enough to. In this, I believe you're informed enough. She said, no, it's not true. I said, he does it every day on his own accord, so you can't say he can't do it. She said, how? Because that's what they're going to do. Because kids in my house will ask why. That's the problem when they don't ask why in the classroom, and that's what I try to teach my kids. Just ask why. Whatever happened to the day when you said to the teacher, why do we need to know this? It's the best question to ask any teacher at the beginning of any lesson plan. Why do we need to know this? Because every lesson plan has to start with, I need to answer this question. And if you can answer that question, you won the lesson. But we don't ask that anymore. So I say to her, I go, he's been taught to make health decisions from day one. For example, he did it today. And she said, when? And I said, he rode his bike to school. She says, yeah. I said, he had a choice when he crossed that street to look left, left, or just left, right, left, or not look at all. But he had a choice. Ben goes, I looked left, left. I go, of course you did. Because you've been taught to do that, and you care about your health, right? He said, yeah. I said, so he made a health-conscious decision. So it's no different than when an adult goes, well, seatbelts, their laws, and they save lives. I get it. You're right. They do. You're right. But that's the thing. Don't tell me that my kid can't make his own decision. He did. He got to school safe on his own.
You can choose not to wear your seatbelt as well.
You can. You have to pay the fine. Yeah.
If you get caught. Yeah.
Exactly. But so the whole thing again, it is a political football, and it's sad that it gets that way. But it is what it is, and it's going to. But
I mean, the seatbelt law was a political football too. If you think back on it,
it really was.
Yeah,
well, I got one. You know what else was moving the ages of 21.
Oh yeah, that was huge. That happened when I was like 9. It happened in the late 70s, mid to late 70s. They moved it from 18 to 21. Might even have been early 80s.
I think it was early 80s.
Yeah, but I remember that. It was
but
a huge
you know what
deal.
They did? If the states wouldn't do it, they threatened their highway funding.
Yeah. They did that with another thing, too, with the highway funding. There was something else recently. I can't remember what it was now. But no highway funding if you don't pass this or you do this. It might have been... Oh, Lord.
But it happens all the time.
Yeah.
But it's opening up. There's an article today in the New York Times that shows that we are definitely beating this thing. It's on the retreat is what the words were. And in the article in the New York Times, I don't know where that falls on the political spectrum.
Right.
I was just reading it and I was looking at it and how
You mean the New York Times itself or just the article?
The article, but
okay.
Yeah, so I don't know if don't you think usually if the publishing company kind of falls one way or the other, they kind of write the way the publishing company wants you to? Okay. And it was so again, I could be naive over this, but they were talking about who's been the number of vaccinations, how high they are, and then there's also a number of adults out there that are that have not been vaccinated but have had COVID and they carry the antibodies. I just looked at it and I was like, I think that's me.
Yeah, I mean, it's the thing too, where this thing has been rolling out, the vaccine's been rolling out. You have that certain faction we talked about a little bit yesterday, the 10%ers. It's 10% on one side, 10% on the other. So not saying that it's one or both, or one and not the other, but it is both. And it's the 10% that are like, well, it's just not happening fast enough. Like, come on, man. Like, there's just that 10% of population that's never going to be happy no matter what you do, right? And it's just like, I mean, the whole thing. My mom would say to me, like, you'd complain if we hung you with a new rope.
Yeah.
And I know that probably isn't the politically correct way to put it, but my mother would say it to me.
I know.
But you know what I'm saying? It's like, don't. It's happening, and it's happening as fast as you can, and don't. Just everybody chill. Oh, man, I wish there was a giant chill vaccine pill you could take.
I know.
Like the chill pill? Like a chill shot?
Yep.
Well, they do have it. It's called gummies. They sell it in Illinois.
They most certainly do.
By the way, Kim, if you want to pass a law,
once
you pass the marijuana law here in Iowa, I know a lot of people would be happy.
There you go.
Not that I do it, but I'm just saying I know people would be happy.
And there's a lot of money to be made off of it.
And if you do it right, you can really destroy all the Illinois business if we do it right, at least here in the Quad Cities.
We've made a lot of money off gambling. We can make a lot of money off of that as well. The Eastern Conference playoffs are set in the NBA tonight. The last play-in game, the State Farm play-in tournament. I love it. Anyway,
what, they named it?
Yeah, it's sponsored by State Farm, yeah. The Memphis Grizzlies play the Warriors tonight. The Grizzlies come in with a record 38-34. The Warriors are 39-33. The winner of that will take on the Jazz in the first round. So we've got those set up, and that will start over the weekend. And then yesterday in baseball, we saw the San Francisco Giants just beat up all over the Cincinnati Reds 19-4, and nobody had to bean anybody or swing at a 3-0 pitch. So good for them. Other scores: the Yankees shut out the Rangers 2-0. The Cubs beat the Nationals 5-2 at Wrigley. Astros went on the road and beat the Athletics 8-4. Angels beat the Twins 7-1 in the first game. The Twins beat the Angels 6-3 in the second. Marlins shut out the Phillies in Philadelphia 6-0. Pirates went to extra innings against the Braves and won on the road 6-4. The Red Sox over the Blue Jays 8-7. The Rays 10, the Orioles 1, and Dodgers 3-2 in a close one over the Arizona Diamondbacks. Games that we got going on today that you can take a look at. All night games. Starting with the White Sox at the Yankees, the Red Sox at Philadelphia, Baltimore at the Washington Nationals, Milwaukee at Cincinnati, and Minnesota at Cleveland, the Mets at Miami. Atlanta hosts Pittsburgh. The Rays in Toronto battle in an AL East game. Houston and the Texas Rangers. Detroit goes to Kansas City. The Cubs in St. Louis. Ooh, bad blood.
You going down, Cardinals.
Hendricks, 3-4 on the year, 5.27 for the Cubs. Carlos Martinez, 3-4 on the year, 4.35 ERA for them.
You know what it sounds like, Jay?
A lot of runs.
Bad news for the Cardinals.
Bad news for the Cardinals, but Cardinals sitting at 25-18. The Cubs sitting at 22-21.
Oh, look at them. They're on a run.
They're on their way. Diamondbacks and the Rockies will be playing at 7:40 tonight. Oakland and the Los Angeles Angels playing. Dodgers and the San Francisco Giants. Trevor Bauer on the mound for the Dodgers. Alex Wood on the mound for the Giants. He is 5-0 in the year with a 1.75 ERA. In Seattle and San Diego Padres will have an interleague game tonight. All right, well, we talk a little bit. We got to take a break, come back, talk some more here on Don't Hassle So Local here on ESPN.
Hey, I want to do a little impromptu, Jay.
Okay, go for it.
A little impromptu ad. Had a little lunch before I came.
Uh-huh.
Talked to you about it. Our friends, Meatballs Sandwich Company in Bettendorf, right next to Harrington's Pub. I had the Italian beef, Jay, and I had it dipped.
There you go.
And I'll tell you what, you no longer need to go to any of those chain places that do an Italian dip place without naming the place.
Yeah.
Because I tell you right now, Meatballs has got it covered. It's in Cumberland Square right next to Harrington's Pub, so please, guys, check it out as soon as you can. And then getting on to our regular advertising.
There you go, buddy.
Okay. Quad Cities, you know you need to stop going to social media for every little question you have about oil changes, tattoos, or lunch. All you need is a Locals Love Us guide. It has an easy-to-navigate table of contents to help you find what you're looking for, or get out your little smartphone and go to localsloveus.com. You click on Quad Cities and browse favorites. Easy to use, Bird, and they even rank all the popular places for us. Please try it out today. Our buddy Chopper at Locals Love Us. They're your guide to the best.
You want to play a fun game when we come back?
Yes.
Let's play a game right away. Usually I like to save the stuff for the end of Friday, but let's play a fun little game. We're going to start naming some things. Right. We're really going to get your brain going here.
It doesn't get going very often. It's got a lot of rust on it.
I'll give you right now, and I'll tell you what we're going to do.
All right.
Well, I did this with Merrick on Monday, or Friday. I can't remember which one. But I'm going to have you do it as well.
Okay.
Well, but with your own categories. We're going to do, since the NBA playoffs are starting, we're going to do a starting five. Point guard, shooting guard, center,
all time?
Power forward. I'm not.
Okay.
Small forward.
Yeah. Starting line.
I will let you do one first, and then I'm going to pull up my friend, hat tip to Lucy Rodine, friend of the show.
Okay.
Now pull up hers, and we can compare the two. The first starting five that I want you to do, point guard, shooting guard, center, power forward, small forward, will be characters from Star Wars.
Point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, center.
Yep. This is in honor of the NBA playoffs coming up. Then I'm going to ask you to do it for Marvel characters.
Okay.
Then I'm going to ask you to do it for DC characters. And from here, we'll make the list grow. We'll play this game first instead of just go into the usual Tony La Russa talk that everyone else is doing, unwritten rules, all that fun stuff that's usual. And
I thought we covered that yesterday with Sergi.
I thought we did too. All right, we'll be right back. Don't Hassle Us Local here on ESPN 1170 AM.
I've been earning and burning, snapping necks and cashing.
You like that? You like that?
Give me a hell yeah! I said give me a hell yeah!
This is Adam Rosso from Hawkeye Headquarters, and you are listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local.
If you own a small business, you know how hard it can be to find new customers. Now, Town Square has new tools that can help your business stand out and grow today. Go to GetLocalCustomersNow.com for a free local market competitive analysis that will show you what other businesses in town are doing to find new customers and how you can do it too with Town Square. Plus, be one of the first business owners to sign up with Town Square and receive receive $500 in free advertising on this radio station. Start growing your business today. Visit GetLocalCustomersNow.com. GetLocalCustomersNow.com.
Gotta finish this today.
Cristiano's construction projects typically run smoothly, but this project's pipeline is about to burst.
Yo, boss, where you want us to put this? To the left. Your other left. John.
Indeed can help him hire the people he needs.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job, you immediately get your short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job criteria. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Sorry to interrupt your jams, murder mystery podcasts, or motivational beach noises, but we got something else you might like to hear. It's called cash. That's the sound of an extra $250 after your first 10 deliveries with Uber Eats. That's right, an extra $250 on top of all the other cash you'll make during those first 10 deliveries. If that sounds good, visit t.uber.com/extra 250. Uber Eats, deliver with us. Limited time offer, terms apply. See t.uber.com/extra 250 for more details.
Do you hear My Computer Career ads and think, I don't know anything about computers? Well, you don't have to. Before starting, many graduates could turn a computer on and off. And that's it. Now they're IT pros. You could do it too. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. You could start your new life in as little as 4 months. Grants covering up to 53% of the cost are available to those who qualify. It's not rocket science. It's My Computer Career.
PointsBet understands that in sports, it pays to be fast. Download the PointsBet app now and use code Iowa2K to get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. Whether you're a bettor or a baller, a sharp or a sharpshooter, if you're making money or just laying money, sports is speed. Luckily, your sports book can keep up. When you bet with PointsBet, you get faster bets, faster withdrawals, and faster rewards at your fingertips. Plus, right now, PointsBet is giving customers the best odds on all pro sports. That's better odds and bigger payouts on our lightning fast app because PointsBet knows every second matters. Time is money, and it pays to be fast. PointsBet has the best odds on all pro sports, so download the app now and use code Iowa2K to get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. See for yourself why bettors are calling PointsBet innovative, lightning quick, and the reason they have ditched the other books. Download the app now to experience Iowa's premium sportsbook for yourself. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin. Mornings on the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170.
I'm Ari Wolf with NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. The Jacksonville Jaguars will officially open their OTAs on Monday, and a 33-year-old retired minor league baseball player will be in the mix for a roster spot. I'm talking, of course, about Tim Tebow. The former Broncos QB will look to make the Jaguars as a tight end despite being out of football since 2012. He is familiar in Jacksonville with current head coach Urban Meyer as they won 2 national titles at Florida. Don't look for Julian Edelman to join Tim Tebow in the ranks of the unretired. Edelman said on the Michael Urban podcast, to quote, "I'm a one-team guy." Some wanted to connect the dots to reunite Julian and Tom Brady down in Tampa, but the man himself says otherwise. After being unable to find a trading partner, the Washington football team released right tackle Morgan Moses. Moses has started 96 consecutive games over the last 6 seasons, the second longest active streak in the NFL at his position. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
Summer, it's almost here, but Memorial Day savings are already at the Home Depot. In-store, online, store-wide. Like 5 bags of Garden Fresh mulch for just $10. Save on everything from flower beds to a fresh coat of paint. From power tools to ceiling fans. Ready, set, summer. Memorial Day savings, here now, only at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Limit 75 bags per customer. Color selection varies by store. While supplies last, continental U.S. only.
Napa know-how.
Why get a 5-quart jug of Mobil 1 full synthetic motor oil for $27.99? Great question. Do you like getting $10 prepaid gift cards? Do you enjoy your car working? Do you love being called a genius? Who doesn't? Pick up Mobil 1 for $27.99 and get a $10 gift card. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
General States pricing. Sales price does not include applicable state and local taxes or recycling fees. Offer ends 5/31/21.
We're back in black here in the studio today, the Hassle Castle, if you will. Thanks for tuning in to AM 1170 and our show, Don't Hassle.
Mm-hmm. So, we're back, and I said to you, let's just do a quick game. We're gonna have a phone call at 1. But I said let's play a game. Usually we kind of wait these things to the end, but I'm going to on a Friday. This is going to be a little hat tip to our friend Lucy Rodine, who did this on May 4th. So she, I'm going to have you do yours, and then I'm going to share with you what she did. So, where is it at here? I got to find it here. There it is. Okay, I got it. So I'll play it later. So, in honor of the NBA playoffs going on, okay? I said I want you to take the 5 starting positions: point guard, shooting guard, center, small forward, power forward, and come up who would play what positions based on your vast knowledge of certain topics. So the first one, because hat tip to Lucy Rodine, it is Star Wars.
Okay.
So who do you have at the positions for your starting 5 in a basketball game based on the characters of Star Wars?
Well, everybody knows point guard is your general, right?
I would say so.
It's Yoda. It's fast.
Interesting call.
Have you seen him, his lightsaber skills? When
I
he
have.
throws down with Count Dooku.
Yeah.
Lightning fast and the Emperor.
I have seen that.
But he's also, smart. You got to have a smart guy leading the people in the court.
He is smart, yeah.
Okay. At shooting guard.
Okay, Yoda at point guard. Okay.
At shooting guard.
Yes.
All right. This is a newer character to everybody in the Star Wars world.
Mm-hmm.
But you need someone that can shoot, right? Accuracy.
Yeah.
The Mandalorian.
Okay.
Yeah. Doesn't miss very often. I like this guy a lot.
Okay. I like where you're at with this. Okay.
All right. You're a small forward, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of like your MJ, if you will. He's always kind of like the star of the show. He can do everything. He can shoot. He can drive to the hoop. He's got the moxie, if you will.
Okay.
That's Han Solo.
Han's your small forward. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Everybody loves Han Solo.
Okay.
All right. And now you're getting into the paint, right? And I need guys in the paint that when you go into the paint, you're getting swatted.
Yeah.
All right. So my power forward.
Uh-huh.
You remember the cloners, the big tall cloner people?
Barely.
Yeah, but they're the ones that made the clones.
Okay.
Yeah, I got one of the cloners.
Okay.
In there is my power forward, and then at center.
Yeah.
It's Chewy, man.
It's Chewy.
All day long,
All right.
it's Chewy.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up our friend Lucy Rodine. And by the way, Lucy is this is her on TikTok. She's been on the show.
No, I could be swayed at power forward to go Vader.
Uh-huh.
Being that he would use his force skills to block shots, but I was going off, a lot of different things there. I'm just going off height. I didn't want to put too many bad guys in my starting lineup anyway.
Okay, well, on TikTok, this is Lucy Sports Jokes that she has, okay? So we're going to play Lucy's 5, and then we're going to move on, and we're going to change categories. And plus, I got another question kind of game to do with the little Hasslers and you when we do this in a second. All right, you ready?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
We're starting 5, and today we're going to a galaxy far, far away. Let's check out my Star Wars starting 5. Luke Skywalker is my starting point guard. Yes, he's small, had a weird thing with his sister, missing a hand. There's a lot of red flags here, but imagine how great of a facilitator he will be with the Force. Easy choice. For my shooting guard, I'm going Boba Fett. I mean, he's literally an assassin.
There you go.
He can shoot.
I
wouldn't be
had Boba
surprised if
down,
Steph
but I
Curry
made
was
it
under all that
Mando
metal.
instead.
I was hesitant about putting Darth Vader in my starting 5 just because he's slow, but the level of defense we'll see from him, I think, is going to be unmatched. Let's just say somebody crosses him, he'll literally put him in a forced chokehold and kill him. You call it murder, I call it really good defense.
Small forward.
General Grievous is my power forward. I mean, he's
thought about
7'1",
that
he has
too.
4 arms. What more do you need to hear? He's basically Rudy Gobert, but with 2 extra arms and lightsabers. Easiest pick of the day, Chewbacca is my center. He is 7'5", 330 pounds. He's basically Shaq in his prime, but with hair. Welcome to Pop Culture.
I literally was thinking
really
Greaves
good.
at
Yeah.
power forward too.
Yeah, I was really surprised about how much you ventured out to the different categories.
And if you look down the Boba, I had Boba written down first, then I changed to Mando.
Okay.
So we both had.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
All right, I got one for you. You tell me how you think I did. I
Okay.
went a little bit different because I gave you also. I wanted you to do Marvel and DC. Okay?
I got Marvel done. I'm starting on my DC.
But I'm just doing things out there like to ask people just to expand it because these are conversations again, happy hour conversation, and we're gonna have a very very good one coming up soon as well. All right, because you mentioned him when we were talking about comedians and who's the funny person now, or whatever else. We mentioned him, so I was like, okay. And there's been some sports movies here with this guy, so I was like, how do I make a starting five out of Adam Sandler characters in movies? So hear me out. All right. At point guard, Paul Crewe, longest yard.
Okay.
I mean, he's a quarterback. That's what your point guard is.
Okay.
I mean, it's not like we're dealing with height here. We have to deal with the mentality of the position. My shooting guard, because I mean, he's the one that hit the winning shot and does it and then misses it on purpose. Lenny Fetter from Grown Ups.
Okay.
At power forward, I need someone who's going to bang it in there. All right. So that's where I got Happy Gilmore.
Okay.
He's not afraid to get messy. At small forward, I want someone that's going to show up every day. Give it 100% day in and day out. No load management. I'm going to take Henry Roth from 50 First Dates. He shows up every day. And finally, at center, I want defense. Someone that can read the ball, know where it's going, everything else. Bobby Boucher from The Waterboy. Those are my five for Adam Sandler, where he goes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Thanks. I just did that.
Yeah.
I mean, I wrote it down, but it was during the break. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so Marvel characters is where it gets interesting.
Yeah.
You're doing a starting five, NBA starting five, point guard, shooting guard, center, power forward, small forward. Give me a Marvel character. Where they go? What you got?
Point guard's easy. We've already said it's the guy, the leader, right?
I would say so.
Who's the leader? It's Captain America.
I don't know. Isn't that the problem of the whole movie? Who wants to be the leader? Is it Iron Man or is it Captain America?
Everybody knows. Even Iron Man goes, no, he's in charge. I just pay for everything. He says it in the movie. Okay?
Gotcha.
Yeah, he's in charge because he knows. Even when they're giving the speech about when they're going back in time to save everybody, it's Cap giving the speech. It's not Iron Man. It's Cap, okay?
Yes.
All right, shooting guard's way easy. It's Hawkeye. I played 18, shot 18.
Yeah.
I don't miss.
That's a pretty good one. Yeah,
All right.
Go on.
Small forward. I think this is easy. We said this guy with moxie, everything else. It's Iron Man.
Okay.
All right. Power forward. It's the Hulk.
Power forward is the
Yeah.
Yep.
He's a good 7 foot tall, and just rough, dude.
Originally, I think you would want to go Hulk, but since there's been in the last 10 years or less, there's been an opening here at center, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And the center's I am Groot.
Yeah, it's Groot. Yeah. When I'm saying, he can
Groot.
grow his arms at any point.
It's Groot.
I mean, he's not even gonna just do the one Matumbo. He's gonna hold the whole leaves and branches and everything else.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
All right, so.
For those of you who are kind of getting annoyed with this right here, I want you to stick with this because we're also going to get to a different topic, and I'm just taking a break on this. And the other topic is this, because I'm going to do something on TikTok and post it out there as well, and we're going to come back to it, T-Roy. But
give me 2 seconds because I got to look something up.
It's fine because later on when we talk, we're going to go on and we're going to talk about what sporting event or moment can you talk 30 minutes for without having to do no research. Without, if someone talked about it, you would just be able to rattle it off. So for those that are out there getting all worked up about something like this, because we're not talking about Tony La Russa or unwritten rules or how he doesn't know any of the rules, we'll get into things that you're used to and events that'll get you excited about. So just keep that in mind, put that on the back burner. But we do have some good suggestions here when we're done with the DC. What are you doing?
I'm looking up. I got to look up the name of this DC character. I forgot the name of him.
Okay.
All right, got it.
All right. What's your DC?
I'm not quite ready. I had to look up one guy.
We're gonna do DC. We're gonna take a break, and we've got two. Suggestions from the Harrington's Pub Facebook comment thread that
For
we'll
DC?
do. No, that we'll do for
we'll
different
do.
categories that we do next. Go on.
All right, I think I got it down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so once again,
Yeah,
who's kind of the leader when it comes to DC?
that's a good question.
He formed the Justice League.
Batman.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's Batman.
I would say it's Batman.
He's the brains. I don't care what Superman is. Batman's the smartest dude.
The real argument of Batman Superman is nature versus nurture, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nature wins every time.
Yeah. Well,
All right.
Yeah.
I don't know. But Batman's definitely your point guard. Your shooting guard, she's just dominant, dude. It's Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
You got to have Wonder Woman. I mean, she's athletic. The lasso, everything. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, she is, like, I look at her to be like that.
Okay.
And then going back to my small forward, it's always the person that can throw everything all into one. It's Superman.
Okay.
Like, Superman is he's the dude.
All right.
Okay. At power forward. This one was an interesting one because I gave it a little bit of thought. I like this guy because he's versatile. He doesn't have to just play small forward. Or power forward. He can play small. He can play center if need be because he can make anything he wants out of his little green ring.
Oh, yeah. Green Lantern. That's a good one.
Now, the other one, the one I had to look at the name because I couldn't think of the name.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if you remember the movie The Watchmen.
Not too much.
Dr. Manhattan.
Okay. Dr. what?
Dr. Manhattan.
I thought you said Manhand. I'm like, oh.
No.
Okay.
Dr. Manhattan.
Okay.
I mean, that dude can be like 500 feet tall. He can do whatever he wants.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's pretty badass. So, yeah, that's my center.
Right on. Here's what I like out there. That's Brad says starting 5 80s cartoon characters.
Okay.
Dates us a little bit, but there's I don't know. And then starting 5 NFL quarterbacks. The question is, are they current or in the past? What do we do? Starting 5.
I say we do all time.
Do all time.
Do all time.
Okay. Can I throw out one more?
Okay.
One more.
Yeah.
We got to do starting 5 WNBA. 80s teen heartthrobs.
80s teen.
Yeah, ladies of the 80s. No, it doesn't have to be teen. Ladies of the 80s.
Ladies of the
just
80s.
Just in general, but you remember when we did Dapper Crap and we did a draft?
Yeah, that's
we
going
got
to be a little tougher.
It is going to be a little bit tougher.
All right.
But we'll do that when we come back from break. All right.
All right.
We've got to take a quick break here. I'll read the ad. You go ahead and do that. We got to do. Want to read an ad that we're going to do for Martin Family DDS that we did just the other day, but throw it in there here. Sorry about that. Here we go. So, all right. We want to welcome the Martin Family DDS and Cosmetic Dentistry that's new to the sponsor of the show. Like we said before, we've had Luke on the air. He went back and forth with his top 10 quarterbacks with T-Roy, and Dave's been on as well. But now we're really, really happy to have Martin Family and Cosmetic Dentistry as a new sponsor of the show. Martin Family and Cosmetic Dentistry's goal is to help everybody have a positive dental experience, and that starts with their youngest patients at their very first dental appointment. The office is kid-friendly and designed to be comfortable for all ages. There's a designated kids area, and the entire staff is very experienced and comfortable with children of all ages. For the adult hassle maniacs, Martin Family Dental will take care of all your dental needs from your first cleaning to all restorative work. They have a relaxed environment to help you be as comfortable as possible and at a place that you like to visit. Check out their webpage at martinfamilydds.com and visit the before and after photos for whitening, and also read the testimonials from very satisfied patients. Plus, don't forget to like and follow their Facebook page as well. Call Martin Family Cosmetic Dentistry today at 563-355-6626 to set up your appointment today. We'll be right back. ESPN 1170 AM. Don't hassle us. We're local.
This is Coach A.C. Earl. Don't hassle us. We're local.
AJ here. Get your T-shirts here, sweatshirts or polos here, GT Sports here. New owners, new items. I'm AJ at GT Sports, the best damn apparel shop in the Quad Cities with custom apparel, backpacks, uniforms, drinkware, hats, and much more. We are the embroidery and screen printing champions you can count on. GT Sports has it and is ready to serve you. Just down from Helium and Eldridge, or find us online at GT Sportswear. GT Sports here. get your t-shirts here, sweatshirts or polos here, GT Sports here.
If you own a small business, you know how hard it can be to find new customers. Now, Town Square has new tools that can help your business stand out and grow today. Go to GetLocalCustomersNow.com for a free local market competitive analysis that will show you what other businesses in town are doing to find new customers and how you can do it too with Town Square. Plus, be one of the first business owners to sign up with Town Square and receive $500 in free advertising on this radio station. Start growing your business today. Visit GetLocalCustomersNow.com. That's GetLocalCustomersNow.com.
Unfiltered. Keyshawn Johnson, Jay Williams, and Zubin Mahente.
Does Aaron Rodgers get moved before the season starts?
The two teams in the AFC for me would be the Raiders. And I know they got Carr, but you send Carr back to Green Bay. I know John Gruden he's probably sitting there just trying to figure out how to get that done because he's never satisfied at the quarterback spot. And
never.
Think about it. He tried to get Brett Favre when Brett was 60. So, I mean.
But if you think about it, though, as far as location goes for Aaron Rodgers.
He was Vegas,
Vegas would be, Vegas would be optimal. Obviously, Bay Area, where that would have really been.
That's why he was really pushing. Yeah. He was really pushing for that San Francisco opportunity because they had a winning team. And the Raiders, maybe he is a guy who can kick them over the top. But those are the two teams in the AFC that make sense.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin. Mornings on the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170.
I need these boxes in bin 7. Oh, hello. Hi. I just wanted to call in and find out when next.
Whitney's warehouse foreman just retired, and the replacement needs to move to fulfillment.
Hold on. Guys, can we get the dock cleared now?
Indeed can help her hire the people she needs.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job, you immediately get your short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job criteria. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
This is Greeny with Mike Greenberg.
What I am about to tell you is my opinion. It is not a statement of fact. I believe that the 49ers changed their minds on the decision between Mac Jones and Trey Lance somewhere deep into the process. I don't think this was all one big smokescreen. I don't think they got any benefit from doing it. I think they legitimately changed their minds. And as a consequence, they take Trey Lance instead of Mac Jones. I don't know this for certain, but if I had to bet money that mattered to me, I would bet that if Trey Lance had been available at 4, the Falcons would have taken him. That's what I think. I don't know it, but that's what I think. And that would have changed everything. Obviously, the draft falls the way the draft falls because quarterbacks went 1, 2, and 3, but not 4. I think Lance, when all was said and done, was the guy everybody wanted.
Greeny, weekdays 9 till 11 on ESPN 1170.
Shop Tyson's Spring Savings now through May 23rd. Save 10% on Pelican and Lifetime kayaks, canoes, boats, and accessories. Save $30 on select booths from Ariat, Durango, and Rocky. Tents, sleeping bags, air mattresses, and camping accessories for your next camping trip. Now 10% off. Buy 12, get 12 free. Now on chicken soup for the soul 13-ounce canned dog food. Buy 1, get 2 free on American Natural Premium 4-pound dog food. All this plus so much more in-store and online at Tysons.com. Tysons, home, farm, auto.
Baseball players may not get style points for home runs, but baseball bettors do. New BetMGM customers can turn $1 into 100 when someone goes yard during a game. Sign up for the BetMGM app using code Foster100, and if you place a $1 moneyline wager on the Cubs or Cardinals, you'll get $100 if either team hits a home run. And after the baseball has left the park, there's no reason to leave your seat. Discover BetMGM's innovative parlay selection builders, daily promotions, boosted odds specials, and more. Download the app or go to BetMGM.com and use bonus code Foster100 to win $100 when you bet on the Cubs or Cardinals and either team hits a home run. Swing for the fences with BetMGM, the king of sportsbooks. New customer offer, paid and free bets. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. Must be 21 or older. Iowa only. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
We're playing all the hits. Your sports leader is your home for Major League Baseball. ESPN 1170.
Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to AM 1170 and Don't Hassle Us, We're Local.
What?
What do you got?
Easer A's, I think he's kind of going with what I was talking about, the sports moments. He just wrote down the Heritage Pub Facebook comment thread. If I ever started a podcast, this discussion about what moments can you talk about with no research would be my topic. I would talk about famous moments, love, nostalgia. Yeah, so what we're going to get to eventually, we'll talk about what moments. I've got so many in my head, sporting moments, but I don't know 30 minutes or not.
I'm trying to come up with my center right now.
With research. All right. So what we're currently doing now is in honor of the honor of the NBA playoffs, because we can only talk so much about LeBron and if he got his eye poked out and seeing 3 rims out there. And by the way, that it's adding on the Steph Curry nostalgia is adding on as well. Not nostalgia, the how great he is and how it's gonna next summer is gonna change everything is just beefing up even more. And I'm sure Adam Silver doesn't want that to happen, but he wants them to talk more about LeBron and the Lakers and the Knicks. The Knicks are in the playoffs, and the Nets. The big story out of in the East is that the Knicks are the 4 seed, the Nets are the 2, and nobody in New York cares about the Brooklyn Nets. Everyone's excited that the Knicks are back in the playoffs. So poor Kevin Durant decides not to go to the Knicks, and he follows Kyrie Irving out there, and they don't have anything. James Harden gets there, and he still can't get any love out there. So poor KD.
I don't feel bad for him.
I know you don't care. I'm just saying. So,
I don't feel bad for
and out of that, and thanks to the hat tip to our friend Lucy Rodine, friend of the show, Iowa graduate, and she's great on TikTok. She did a starting 5 of Star Wars. I had T-Ro do the same. We've done Marvel. We've done DC. Thanks to our friends on the Heritage Pub Facebook comment thread. We had a couple things on there. Real quick, I want to give a shout out to John Byrne. We talked about him at the top of the hour, and he did say, thank you guys for such a great fundraiser last night for Autism Speaks. He says the bartenders at Pints were amazing. They were texting friends and customers and even had money Venmo'd in. He said, wow, you helped me raise $528.
Sweet.
3 hours for Autism Speaks. So that John will be running at the Leadville coming up.
And the party continued, man. Z-Bar had a good night.
Good. Yeah. Well, that's fun. I'm glad people had a good time going in there, and I hope John had a good time, and I'll talk to him. I mean, he did reach out to me afterwards, but I just want to do a follow-up just to make sure if there's anything else we can do to continue to support him as he gets ready to do the Ultra Marathon. All right, we're doing the top 5 NBA. So we had suggestions on the Harrington Pub Facebook comment thread. 80s cartoon characters, NFL quarterbacks, and then I gave you, in honor of the WNBA, the ladies. All
the
time.
80s?
It's ladies. I mean, it can just be just heartthrobs. How's that?
Hot ladies from the 80s.
Yeah, let's go. Let's do it that way. Yeah.
I haven't got that one done yet.
Yeah, the hey, good looking, what you got cooking. Yeah,
right, I haven't got that one done.
The only person I'm thinking of over and over. Well, I know Israel's put it out there, Alyssa Milano, but I've got Tiffany Amber Thiessen somewhere.
Yeah, those Tiffany Amber's late 80s, early 90s to me.
She's 90s. She's all 90s.
Yeah, she's and Alyssa Milano was a kid. I'm talking ladies.
Ladies. She was a lady on 90210. Her career could have been a lot different, but anyway. All right.
Lady.
Okay, so 80s cartoon characters.
90210 came out in 89, right?
No.
What year?
91.
All right, then that's not the 80s.
No, I just said ladies. Not just ladies of the 80s, just good-looking ladies, whatever else. Yeah. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll kind of talk about it. All right. Okay. So, 80s cartoon characters.
Okay.
Who you got?
This one, I giggling a lot at this one because I had to kind of go back and kind of remember what some of the 80s cartoons were. I didn't want to dip in anything that was technically 70s, okay?
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, it kind of goes over, but yeah.
So the one cartoon came out in the 80s, and I think it ended up becoming one of the biggest movie franchises of all time, was the Transformers. And the leader of the Transformers was Optimus Prime, and that's who your point guard is.
Okay.
He's like a Magic Johnson point guard, if you will.
Oh, that's the exact comparison I was going to get, because he can transform into any 5 if you need him to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Optimus Prime. So yes, that definitely came out in the 80s. The only thing I pointed, and I always point this out, it's I knew this from a kid. They did not get this one over on me. So in the Transformers, the bad guy is Megatron.
Yeah.
And his sidekick guy is Starscream.
Yeah.
And then in G.I. Joe, the bad guy is Cobra Commander, and his sidekick guy but also
Destro.
Yeah. So the voice of Destro was the same voice as Megatron,
and the voice of Cobra Commander was the same voice as Starscream.
Okay, they didn't get that over on you?
No, not at all. And also,
They got it on me. I didn't.
they also like when they one would shoot blue, one would shoot red, and then they switched it for G.I. Joe.
Oh, okay.
So I caught that. I was right away. I was like,
Hey, you're like, come on. All
yeah,
right.
all right. So I like that.
Do the Transformer sound real quick.
Yeah,
awesome.
thank you.
Pretty good.
I do like that pick at number 1 at point guard, Optimus Prime. I really like that.
And it's funny that you bring up G.I. Joe, Jay. Because that brings us to our shooting guard.
Oh, yeah.
My favorite character from G.I. Joe. And the guy, if I got to hand him the rock to shoot it, and I think this guy's the dude to do it, it's man a few words.
Yeah.
Snake Eyes.
See, that's an interesting call there. Yeah. Because Snake Eyes, you never know where you knew where Snake Eyes was. It's a Storm Shadow that you didn't know where he fell. Yeah. But yeah, Snake Eyes does not. He's an assassin.
He's an assassin.
Yeah,
that's what you want. Yeah. That's who you want.
And he's not taking the spotlight away from the point guard.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
You don't want to. He's in the shadows. Boom.
Yeah. That's a good call. That's a good call.
All right, and then at small forward.
Okay.
Cartoon that I loved. It was 3 superheroes in it.
Small forward cartoon you love, 3 superheroes in it. Spider-Man and Friends?
That's right, Jay. Yeah. And Spider-Man is my small forward.
That's a good one. Yeah, Spider-Man and Friends. They had Iceman, him, and
Firestar.
Yeah, Lady Firestar. Yeah. That was a good one. I like that one.
Yeah. So I get another Marvel character into another lineup.
Yeah.
I love it. Spider-Man.
Why was the publisher of the Daily Planet or whatever, the Bugle, what was it?
J. Jonah Jameson?
Why was he so mad at Spider-Man? Do you think he was a menace?
He was just like any other newspaper person. He's just trying to sell papers, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Seemed angry. Okay.
He tried to make him into a villain to sell more papers. You know. All right, power forward. This dude's rock. He's rock, dude. Jacked. He-Man.
Okay.
Yeah. He-Man's your power forward.
Yeah.
Don't come into the paint on He-Man because you're going to leave with a broken nose. All right?
No, yeah, you don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude's strong. And you're going to love my pick at center.
Okay.
From a cartoon, Jay, that I guarantee was one of your favorites. Guarantee it was one of your favorites.
Is this going to be Hulk Hogan's Rockin' Wrestling
Yes,
Connection?
it is.
It's got to be Andre the
That's
Giant.
right. Yes.
That was a good pick. That's a really good pick. Yeah.
And if you heard me over here giggling at break, that was what I was giggling.
It was Hulk Hogan. What was the cartoon?
It was Hulk Hogan's Rockin' Wrestling.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. A good cartoon.
That's a good pick. Yeah, that's a really good one. I like Easer A's. He went with just straight across the board. Splinter at point guard, then Raphael, Leonardo, Donatello, Michelangelo.
Yeah,
right there.
I saw the Ninja Turtles in there, but I got to tell everybody I was a little too old for the Ninja Turtles.
Okay.
And some of these were just at the cusp when I was done doing that crap.
Actually,
He-Man was really close for me. I was like, it's all right. It's kind of cool, but then I discovered the ladies.
I do. I thought we were gonna have. If the phone rang and I missed it, that's on me. I apologize. I do have.
I guess I didn't look either.
Someone was waiting on 1 o'clock. I just missed the hour there. That it was at the top of the hour. So we'll see if it's.
Oh, there it is.
There we go. Okay, perfect. You ready?
Yep.
We'll take a phone call. We'll take a break on this topic, and we're gonna talk.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's our friend Adam.
Okay.
Go on. Go.
Yeah.
Aww.
You hung up on him.
Did I?
I don't know.
Man.
What'd you do that for?
There we go.
There he is.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Adam. Hello.
Yo.
Hello, there you are.
Yeah, sorry about that. That's on me, yeah.
Hey, not a problem. Hey, just wanted to call in today. Not a lot of people have been talking about it. It's Mental Health and Awareness Month right now in May. And I really think that that's a huge deal, and it should be voiced a lot more. We talk about everything else a lot. I don't know why this becomes like a stigma that nobody really talks about. And just to throw a couple stats out at you there, 90% of people who die from suicide have some kind of underlying mental illness involved in that. And a lot of this, could be all taken care of if people just listened to each other. And I was listening to the beginning of your show, and Troy kind of hit it on the head earlier. If people just chilled out and just listened to each other instead of making their own judgments and judging other people. I kind of sound like a hippie right now, and I don't want to sound like a hippie.
Don't worry about it, man.
It's the truth. It's the truth. I mean, if you just sit down for 1 second just to listen to someone's story, you might make a huge impact in their life, and you didn't even know it. Because part of, taking care of yourself and having healthy mental health is getting your story out there and talking about your story, because the more you bottle that in, the more harm you're doing to yourself. Mental illness also, is one of the main causes for high blood pressure and diabetes, because these people, they hold on to things, and if you don't know how to release that stress, you find it in other ways that aren't healthy other way in your body. And playing sports and everything, there's a lot of sports athletes out there that have this mental health illnesses, and I wish they would speak up more about it. I think there is a lot of people that have been doing it more and more lately, but I still think there's a lot of big stars out there. LeBron, maybe you could talk about something that's more healthy for children and everybody else out there than voicing your opinions about other things. But I don't know. I just want to go on a little rant about mental healthness, and just get you guys' thoughts. And the one other thing I wanted to ask you guys while I got you on the phone is, so I've seen something out there.
Mm-hmm.
I know this isn't mental health, but if you had to pick quarterbacks who have the most wins out of first-round quarterbacks that are playing right now, Trevor Lawrence, Kyler Murray, Baker Mayfield, Jared Goff, Matthew Stafford, and Tua, who's coming out with a best winning record out of that group?
Repeat that again. I'm sorry.
So your first-round quarterbacks that are currently starters in the NFL.
Okay.
Who's going to come out with the highest winning percentage? Trevor Lawrence, Kyler Murray, Baker Mayfield, Jared Goff, Matthew Stafford, and Tua.
Okay. Now, while he's looking at that, I want to come back to what you were talking about, my friend. Okay. So, much like what you said about that, talking to each other, and I think there's been plenty of times we've done this, and we're doing the same thing, and it's still going on right now as we speak, as far as stuff that goes on social media and people just making generalized statements and not listening to things. There's been so many times where I say, listen, if I ask a question, it's not to debate you. It's not to ask where your stance is or to fight you. It's really because I truly am curious. I don't know how a lot of people out there that have Apple TV, but if you watch the show Ted Lasso, the last episode he quotes Walt Whitman, and he says, don't be judgmental, be curious. All right, so
that's excellent.
Yes,
that's an excellent point.
So be curious. Ask them why, what are they doing, and everything else. I've been on record all the time saying everybody should be interviewed at some point in their life to share their story, because they'll actually, the self-reflection that they have within, they'll start to be like, oh my goodness, either I'm not living the way that I believed I wanted to, or here's where I need to change some things, or it's just good to get it out. And so I do believe everybody should be interviewed at some point in their time, and I do think most of the time when I meet people, I ask a lot of questions, and I always try to tell them, like, by nature, I'm an interviewer, and I'm not trying to have you defend why you say something. If I ask why, it's really truly because I'm curious. So I'm not walking around being judgmental by the whole thing. And as far as you talked about the athletes and everything else, there is a lot going on right now that's in the NFL about brain injuries. And there are problems going on right now that thousands of retired black NFL players want to end the race-adjusted system used to determine cognitive decline among claims in the league's near billion-dollar concussion settlement. And I know you're talking about mental health, but a lot of times when we have those concussions, we have CTE and people that are committing suicide, we sit there and just say, like, oh, they had mental health issues. But there's a lot of other underlying causes as well. But I'm very, very happy that you called in to talk about this, because we talked last year. You called in, and we talked about what's going on now. We're not discussing the suicide rates. We're not talking about the depression. I've been very vocal about the only thing I think I took away from my COVID was the depression, lack of motivation and depression from what I had from my isolation. So, and it's still something I do struggle with a little bit here and there, and I can feel where I'm at sometimes, but not the way I was back then. And we have not really addressed that much. So I really, really appreciate you calling in. But yes, I think if that's the one thing we can take from this, is because too often it's in social media, as soon as someone says something, you take it as an attack on either your post, your character, your beliefs, your political ideology, morals, ethics, anything. And instead of just saying, like, well, here's why I said it. And if someone comes back and is like, oh, I see your point, I guess I read it wrong. Because just like a text, right? Just in any type of post, we can read it any way we want to. You don't hear their voice.
Yep.
You don't see their nonverbal. So you can take it
No,
as,
You're 100% right. And going back to what you guys talked about with the youth and how you talked about with your kids, and that's great. Like, you've taught them the right way to make their own life decisions. And it's like, how many people are getting lost through the cracks through all this? I mean, the schools are doing what they can, but there needs to be more talk to the youth right now of, like, what's going on. Like, hey, we had to wear masks one day. Now we don't have to wear masks now. What's the difference? I don't think, like you were saying earlier, I don't think a lot of people are asking those questions in the schools to inform our children that, hey, this is why we did it. This is what we're going for. All they're getting is what they're seeing on social media or what they're seeing on TV or the news. And let's face it, none of that's ever really sunshines and lollipops. It's usually all you hear is what's going to grab your attention. And it sucks because, I had to tell my daughter who's in kindergarten when she had the option of whether or not to wear her mask, when she says, well, why do I have the option? And I had to explain to her, this is why. And it kind of almost broke my heart a little bit because she was like a little misinformed. Like, she thought she had to wear, or if she didn't wear it, she was going to die. Like, it was never meant like that. But that's the way that she's seen it. And, and it sucked that, I had to have that conversation with her today. And, why I believe just that conversation should have been had a long time ago beforehand. And it's partially my fault as well because I didn't, look to educate her more on that. But at the same time, I was thinking or hoping that our system, or there would be something out there that would be educating these kids a little bit better than what they've gotten.
Yeah, I went through the same thing. My daughter was really, really worried. She's a rule follower, and she very much was like, I'm afraid to get in trouble. And she said she felt uncomfortable not wearing a mask. And then she also said she felt peer pressure in her classroom because the majority of the kids were not wearing a mask. And it wasn't covered very, very well. And I understand that educators are confused also because it did happen overnight and everything else. But as educators, as adults, they should be able to handle it. Unfortunately, too many times when a student does say something like why, it is passed on because that's what the administration wants. Or if they can't, that doesn't answer their questions, they'll say that's what downtown wants. That's when they say downtown, they're referring to the superintendent's office, even though it might not be downtown and be connected to the building. But they'll say because that's what downtown wants. And then the superintendent, when questioned, can always say because that's what the Iowa Board of Educational Examiners want. It's always passed over and never like really take the time, get down on their level, like get eye to eye with them and explain to them, here's what's happening. The numbers are changing. The virus is retreating, and the CDC, we listened to the CDC 15 months ago, and we followed the guidelines, and now we're listening to what the numbers tell us now that we don't have to have masks, and that's what the governor said, and it's your choice. And that's what I did with my kids. Apparently some people don't think that that's right, that I just allowed my kids to do it because that they said they would say things like, well, do you let them make all their health decisions? Pretty much, I guess. My 11-year-old's not going to come in and tell me that they want to get vaccinations when the vaccine when it becomes age of them because, well, it hasn't really passed all the things that I want it to. But when you do these things, when you have a child and you do these things, you let them make their decisions based on T-Roy, well-developed opinions, right, and life experiences. Do I think I've given my kids enough for a well-developed opinion? I do. Do I step in when it comes to life experiences? Absolutely, because they haven't had that yet.
Guys, and before you go, I want to simplify everything you've both been saying down to something that I learned just in life in general, right? And I learned it in the military a little bit, and it's a term called overcome, adapt, and improvise. And if you apply that to life, you can basically tell your children this. No matter what in life, things are constantly changing. Nothing ever stays the same. You're always growing in some way, shape, or form, whether it's physically or mentally. Your opinions can change throughout life on different subjects. You don't have to be stuck with the same opinion about something your entire life. Just because I grew up loving Kiss doesn't mean I like Gene Simmons anymore. You follow me? Just my analogy there was weak, but whatever.
No, I liked it. It was good. I got it.
So as a kid, and as you're saying to them about what's happening, just say, this is a lesson in life to learn from. This is probably, and it's going to be a big one for these kids. I guarantee that as they grow up in life, as they become our age, they're going to look back and say, man, remember when we were little? Remember the whole big COVID thing? Yeah, man, that was weird. Like, I was a kid. I didn't get it. My dad or my mom said, things are always going to change. This is a lesson for you to learn from, to always be on your toes and always be able to go left, even if you wanted to go right. And go around the obstacles instead of trying to go through them. And so
that's very well put.
Okay. So,
and I appreciate you guys giving me your insight on this too, because, like I said before, like I sit back and you get little waves of people that start becoming concerned about these issues, and then it just goes away, just kind of like everything else. It's frustrating because it almost feels like it's like a pop culture type deal. Like it's a hot thing for the week. And it shouldn't be like that.
I agree with you.
And I love that you brought up the mental health awareness because, I don't know about any of you guys, but I've had friends that have had some issues, and and everybody that knows me knows I'm not much of a religious person, but I do in my own way pray for those people, whether they know it or not, and I try to do my best. I mean, I think one thing you can always do is just make sure you just reach out to that person every so often, or just if you can tell they're having a bad day or they're down, just try to just listen. Really,
yeah, that's what Adam was saying.
Just listen.
Yeah. You don't need to tell them what they are. Okay. So again, appreciate the phone call. Always do. Let's do your question now. All right. So who do you think? You say who's going to have the most victories, or give me the question again.
Yeah. So who's going to come out with the best winning percentage out of all the first-round draft pick quarterbacks
that are starters
that are currently starting right now? And that's Trevor Lawrence, Kyler Murray, Baker Mayfield, Jared Goff, Matthew Stafford, and Tua.
It's going to be Stafford first.
I have Stafford at 1 as well.
I got Baker Mayfield at 2.
I have Baker Mayfield at 2 as well.
This next one is a toss-up between the two, but I'm going to go off coaching. I'm going to say Tua 3rd, Kyler Murray 4th, Trevor Lawrence 5th, Jared Goff 6th is my list.
Oh, wow. So I had Baker Mayfield number 1.
Okay.
I actually had Jared Goff number 2. Being with the new system out there, I think he might strive out there. I'm just a total guess, but I just feel like
I feel we see him take a step back, man.
You think so?
I've never been a big Jared Goff fan, and I'm sorry, he to me wasn't impressive, and I know it's hard. If you think about it, he had Jeff Fisher for a head coach, and people forget that.
Mr. 500.
Yeah, and maybe he hasn't got a fair shake, but I feel like he keeps getting bounced around from different coaches and now to a different team. And, he had a little bit of success under McVay, but I just don't see him going. I don't think that he's going into a system that he'd be better at than he was with McVay. And, and I think Stafford's going to thrive in that system, and that's why I had him first. And I kind of agree with you with Baker. I bounced back and forth just for a second on that, but I have a feeling that the team is just going to have. I think they're just going to have a little bit more success than Cleveland, but not by much.
All right, but there's different intangibles here, Adams. And if I'm keeping you, I'm sorry, but they're outside of quarterback. But your winning percentage for this year, right? So are we talking about?
Correct.
Okay. So the thing about this is Stafford's he's a good quarterback. 2, we're going to assume that the next most important position on that field, either offense or defense, is your edge rusher, right?
Or a rusher, and they have Sam Darnold.
There you go. And then at 3, probably
not Sam Darnold, Aaron Donald.
and then would be your blind side, right?
Yeah.
Your tackle. And then 4 probably would be the receiver after that.
Right.
I would think. All right, so that's why I think Stafford is at the 1, and Baker's got those as well. Tua's got he went coaching. I was with Tua as well. I was with Kyler Murray at 4. I had Jared Goff at 5, and then Trevor Lawrence at 6 because I don't know. They just don't have those intangibles that we're talking about right now, like the receivers and the edge rushers and everything else, and the blindside tackle. It's left tackle. So
I think 1 through 4 is going to be really close on my list between
I agree with you.
Murray, Mayfield, and yeah. Go ahead.
Well, I flipped Kyler and Tua with you.
Okay.
I think Kyler's going to have a better season than Tua's going to.
It's going to be.
But yeah, the top 4 is going to be really tight.
I think so. I think we're talking like maybe some ties or possible 1-win difference between each dude. I mean, it's just going to matter. I haven't seen everybody's schedule to see, kind of what I think, how it rolls down, but it's going to be interesting. I really, God, the NFC just seems so stacked to me right now.
Yeah,
so
it is.
stacked.
It is. That's why it seems like it, because it is.
Yeah.
Just unreal stacked. I mean, even in the top 20 that ESPN put out on their rankings. Let me count this up real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, all right, so it's even. I guess I thought they had more in the top 20 than the AFC, but I think they still have more in the top 10. I know that. So,
yeah,
really stacked. They have 3 of the top 5. How about that? So there you go.
Yeah.
3 of the top 5, and yeah. They're really
stacked. All right. Well, thanks, guys, for listening to me today. You guys have a good, healthy, mental Friday.
Yes.
Thank
you too.
brother.
You too. Every day. Happy mental day every day. Okay.
Yes.
All right,
sure.
buddy.
Thanks,
Take care.
guys.
Yep. All right.
Bye.
All right, we're gonna have to take a break. Come back. We got to do the 80s, the ladies, or just the ladies.
We're gonna do quarterbacks and then ladies.
Quarterbacks,
the 80s.
ladies, and then we're gonna do what is the sporting event or moment you could talk about for 30 minutes without having to research. You don't have to you can just talk about it over and over. It doesn't mean you're giving hard hitting facts. You're just talking about the moment that you are, and everyone's like, "Yep, that sounds great," and like, "Oh my goodness, I didn't know that," because you just thought about it so many times. So we'll talk about that and more when we come back from Don't Hassle Us Local here on ESPN 1170 AM.
Front Street Brewery is the oldest brewery in Iowa, nestled right along the bank of the mighty Mississippi, serving Davenport since 1992. Great beers they have there, like the Davenport Gold, the Wise Guy, the Raging River, and the Cherry Bomb Blonde. Check out the Facebook page for food and drink specials, or visit the webpage www.frontstreetbrew.com. Please try them out today. Those are our friends from Front Street Brewery, the restaurant, 208 East River Drive, and the tap room in the Freight House Complex.
We're streaking! We're going up through the quad to the gymnasium. There's more coming.
Frank, get in the car.
Everybody's doing it.
You like that? You like that?
Give me a hell yeah! I said give me a hell yeah!
This is Turk Wendell, and you're listening to Don't Hassle Us. We're local.
If you own a small business, you know how hard it can be to find new customers. Now, Town Square has new tools that can help your business stand out and grow today. Go to GetLocalCustomersNow.com for a free local market competitive analysis that will show you what other businesses in town are doing to find new customers and how you can do it too with Town Square. Plus, be one of the first business owners to sign up with Town Square and receive $500 in free advertising on this radio station. Start growing your business today. Visit GetLocalCustomersNow.com. That's GetLocalCustomersNow.com.
The lowest prices of the season are back this Thursday to Sunday only at JCPenney. Hurry to score thousands of deals on brands you love. Shop select Home Expressions bath towels for just $3.88. Women's St. John's Bay tees for just $6.88. And men's St. John's Bay polos for $9.88. And the prices are so low, there's no coupon needed. Celebrate a summer of savings with JCPenney. Offers valid 5/20 through 5/23. Some exclusions apply. See store or jcp.com for details.
When booking your next tee time, hitting a bucket of balls, or looking for a quick bite to eat, make Palmer Hills Golf Course and Grill in Bettendorf your first choice. 18 rolling holes that challenge the beginner up to the avid player. Visit Palmer Hills' fully stocked pro shop for clubs, clothing, or anything golf. After your round, relax in the Palmer Grill, featuring daily lunch specials. And opening Tuesday, May 25th, The Forge at Palmer Hills, a unique 18-hole putting experience. Visit PalmerHillsGolf.com or download the free Palmer Hills app. Tee it up today.
It's time for some straight talk. You've got real work to do, but everyone's sucking up the free Wi-Fi faster than a Mocha Choco double frap on ice. So be your own hotspot. Now with Straight Talk Wireless, get 10 gigs of hotspot data with the ultimate unlimited plan. Just $55 a month on America's largest and most dependable networks. You don't have to find a hotspot. You are the hotspot. Straight Talk Wireless.
No contract, no compromise. Compatible device required. See straighttalk.com.
I need these boxes in bin 7. Oh, hello? Hi. I just wanted to call in and find out when next...
Whitney's warehouse foreman just retired, and the replacement needs to move to fulfillment.
Hold on. Guys, can we get the dock cleared now?
Indeed can help her hire the people she needs.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job, you immediately get your short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job criteria. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Ace Muffler Clinic has been serving the Quad Cities area for over 60 years. There's a reason why our customers continue to trust us with their vehicles. We can fix almost anything. We can fix your muffler, tune your brakes, change your oil, change your tires, replace your battery, customize your exhaust, tune your engine, repair your suspension, replace your radiator and your water pump. Align your automobile, refill your transmission fluid, and change your filters. And we believe in doing all those things right the first time. For fast, friendly service, visit Ace Muffler Clinic at 4th Ave and 15th Street in Rock Island.
I'm Ari Wolf with NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. The Jacksonville Jaguars will officially open their OTAs on Monday, and a 33-year-old retired minor league baseball player will be in the mix for a roster spot. I'm talking, of course, about Tim Tebow. The former Broncos QB will look to make the Jaguars as a tight end, despite being out of football since 2012. He is familiar in Jacksonville with current head coach Urban Meyer, as they won 2 national titles at Florida. Don't look for Julian Edelman to join Tim Tebow in the ranks of the unretired. Edelman said on the Michael Urban podcast, to quote, "I'm a one-team guy." Some wanted to connect the dots to reunite Julian and Tom Brady down in Tampa, but the man himself says otherwise. After being unable to find a trading partner, the Washington football team released right tackle Morgan Moses. Moses has started 96 consecutive games over the last 6 seasons, the second longest active streak in the NFL at his position. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
Summer, it's almost here, but Memorial Day savings are already at the Home Depot. In-store, online, store-wide. Like 5 bags of Garden Fresh mulch for just $10. Save on everything from flower beds to a fresh coat of paint. From power tools to ceiling fans. Ready, set, summer. Memorial Day savings, here now, only at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Limit 75 bags per customer. Color selection varies by store. While supplies last, continental U.S. only.
Napa know-how.
Why get a 5-quart jug of Mobil 1 full synthetic motor oil for $27.99? Great question. Do you like getting $10 prepaid gift cards? Do you enjoy your car working? Do you love being called a genius? Who doesn't? Pick up Mobil 1 for $27.99 to get a $10 gift card. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
General States pricing. Sales prices not include applicable state, local taxes, or recycling fees. Offer ends 5/31/21.
From the Vegas Gaming Cafe, this is the Quad Cities sports leader, ESPN 1170 AM, KBLB Davenport, a town square media station.
Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We are making our starting 5 NBA players from different
From all just different categories.
Star Wars, Marvel,
we've got the
DC
NBA
have been
playoffs
done.
going on, so we
did
got to do
80s cartoons. We just finished up with that.
We talked to Adam too. We got a good,
Yeah.
good call in from him. I appreciate that. So I always
We
enjoy
got a
it.
couple more games to play. We still have two categories: the NFL quarterbacks in their starting positions, and ladies of the 80s.
Yeah. So, all right. What do you want to do? Quarterbacks?
Yeah.
Are you doing all time?
I'm doing all time. I'm doing from beginning of time until
Starting five.
current.
You're starting five from the beginning of time okay. You're starting five quarterbacks that have been in the NFL. Who you got for me?
My point guard, the OG Captain America.
Oh.
This guy flew jets in Vietnam.
He sure did.
And he won Super Bowls.
He did.
Roger the Dodger.
That's right.
Staubach is
Rogers,
my point guard.
Yeah, I was Roger Staubach in my backyard.
Don't come
had
at
a
me,
shoebox
bro.
full of baseball cards.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes. At shooting guard, this guy can get the ball out at any angle, from any way. He is probably the most athletic quarterback we've seen in our entire lives. Patrick Mahomes.
Wow. He made the starting five.
That kid, in a loss last year in the Super Bowl, he impressed me more in a loss than he did in any of his wins. That throw he made.
Yeah, that was a good throw.
Suspended sideways.
I still talk about that 11-step drop in the AFC Championship the year before.
The kid is a stud, and if you are a denier, I'm sorry, but Patrick Mahomes is a stud. I've been putting a lot of power into my small forwards.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where you put the GOAT. And if you don't have this guy as your GOAT, I'm sorry, you're smoking grass. It's Tom Brady.
Oh, not Joe Montana?
Sorry, Joe. Joe might not have made this list.
Oh, man.
Joe might not have made this list because I had to think about this real hard. At power forward, this guy just did it for years. And he would have more rings if it wasn't for Tom Terrific. Peyton Manning.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I like that.
And then the other quarterback that I think suffered because of his general managing, team ownership, if you will.
Oh, wow.
I think this guy would have been going down as one of the greatest of all time if it hadn't been for Tom Brady as well. Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers
is your starting center.
As your starting center.
Aaron Rodgers is damn impressive. I'm sorry. Aaron Rodgers really impresses me. Listen, he may be an a-hole in the locker room. He may be whatever it is.
He may not get along with his family, whatever else. But hey,
his girlfriends are all hot.
Always.
Every one of them.
He knows his surroundings.
And that dude is like Mahomes, and he can make throws. So
you know that story I tell you when he sat down with the reporter and put his own recording thing and said, "I have to do it." That's what you want from a center. Nothing gets by you.
Yeah,
that's right. That's a good call there.
To me, the greatest center of all time was Hakeem Olajuwon, and he's your Hakeem Olajuwon.
Nothing gets by.
Didn't win a lot of titles, but I'll tell you what, that dude could do everything at the center position.
All right.
So there it is. Hopefully, I hit all the fun people in that group. The ladies of the '80s. Jay.
Oh boy.
Oh my God.
This is for the WNBA out there. We're doing. It's
a good thing my lower half is under this table when I was looking at the pictures of the ladies of the '80s.
Okay.
Just so you know.
So who do we have for the ladies that are going to be the starting five, and why are they at the point guard, shooting guard, center, power forward, small forward?
I'm going to have you try to. I'm going to give you hints.
Yes, give me hints.
And have you
Please
try
do.
to guess as I go. Okay.
Okay.
My point guard, Jay. I'm going to give you a hint.
Yeah.
So what would you little maniacs like to do first?
Oh, that's going to be, all right. Your point guard is going to be Kelly LeBrock from the movie Weird Science.
Yes.
Other movies as well, but yes, that's a good call.
I mean, think about it.
She can.
They put her together, and she made with the computer, and that's what the computer came up with. Come on, in the '80s.
Yeah, and she could also transform things or whatever else.
But I'm not talking about her movie from your character from the movie, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But that says things about Kelly LeBrock.
There you go.
The lips, the accent, everything else.
Okay.
Boom. Okay. My shooting guard. She learned it from her cousins. Her ability to shoot, Jay.
She learned it from her cousins, her ability to shoot.
Yeah.
She learned it. Oh, is it Scarlett? No. I mean, Scarlett Johansson? No.
No. This is from the 80s, Jay.
Okay, yeah, duh.
And I'll give you another.
Okay.
Her cousins were just some good old boys.
Oh, Daisy, duh. Yeah, Daisy Duke, absolutely.
Catherine Bach.
Catherine Bach. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she definitely knows how to shoot. Yeah. That's a good one. All right.
All right. And this woman, she, two very memorable movies for me in the 80s with her. If you ever had a fetish about getting it on with food from the refrigerator, she was it. And also, Vicky Vale.
Oh, so Kim Basinger.
Yeah.
What's the food from the refrigerator?
It was her and Mickey Rourke. It was a movie.
Oh,
I can't think of the name of it.
Yeah,
right
I remember
now,
that. Yeah.
But they were.
I was just a little bit too young to watch it. I don't think I
you
ever
weren't able
watched
to
it
watch
again.
that,
Yeah,
Jay.
I don't
that
think
was
I
one of the ones like if you're my age, you snuck it with your parents.
Yeah, it's like
HBO
something weird like Body Heat or something. It's not 9.5 weeks or something. Is it 9.5 weeks? No,
Might be
it's not.
9.5
It might be
weeks.
9.5 weeks. Yeah.
Might be.
Okay.
But she's.
I like Kim Basinger. Yep.
Kim Basinger was so hot.
Mhm.
So hot. Oh my god. I had a lot of like. I had put names down and I took them off. I had a lot. I mean, this is tough. Elise was tough. I'll give you a hint on this one.
Okay. Where we at? Power forward, small forward? Where we at?
We are at power forward.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
This is crazy. This is crazy. And then he jumps in the pool.
This is crazy. This is crazy. He jumps in the pool. I'm no good on that one.
And she might have married the piano man.
Oh, Uptown Girl.
Yeah.
Christy Brinkley. Oh, so that's from Vacation.
Yes.
Yes. Yep.
So I got a couple brunette-ishes, auburn hairs, got a couple smoking blondes, right?
All right.
So I think Kelly LeBrock and Catherine Bach are more like auburnish. You know, not true redheads, but more auburnish. And then I got two platinum blondes, right? So I had to go with a true brunette. And my hint to you is she's a beauty from Illinois.
She's a beauty from Illinois.
She might be known best as the beauty mark of Illinois.
So, from the 80s?
She was from the late 80s.
Cindy Crawford?
Yes.
There you go. Yeah.
Just one look, and I fell so hard.
Cindy Crawford,
in
huh?
love.
Huh.
Cindy Crawford, just meow.
There you go. All right. These is good.
Man, tough. By the way, Heather Locklear.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Elizabeth Shue.
She's timeless. Timeless.
Jennifer Grey for me.
You didn't watch Cobra Kai, did you?
Not yet.
Oh, boy. When she comes back on.
Well, she was in The Boys, though. She's still hot now.
Yeah.
Elizabeth Shue's still hot now. God, there was other ones. Oh, Phoebe Cates.
Oh, Fast Time.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, I was just struggling here. You had Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, and some of them can cross over. So if we went to do it, and Easer Edge has some up there, and we'll just do an honorable mention of all the 90s if we did the 90s, because I want to go into the next thing. But Christy Swanson, definitely from the 90s, is in there for me. Alyssa Milano, Tiffany Amber Thiessen. And I think he threw something else out there. I wasn't too big on like Jenna Van Oy that he had out there, but
I don't know who that is.
She was in Blossom. She was her best friend. Six was her name. You were in.
Wasn't Blossom the one with the big nose?
Yeah, but her friend was on there, and he does have Nicole Eggert on there, and that's a good one as well. Nicole Eggert was.
You know, other one I forgot to do. Who was the one from Buck Rogers?
Oh man, that was Jeez, I know the name Buck Rogers. Yeah, she was because she was also in she was in Knight Rider too.
Yeah, and then the one from the Beastmaster lady. She just passed away, I believe.
I don't think that's the same one. Are you thinking of the chick from Whitesnake?
Those are two different chicks.
Yeah. You think of the girl from the Whitesnake video?
Well, I remember that girl, but this other girl from...
Yeah, because in the 80s, how do we not have the Whitesnake video? She was in Bachelor Party.
Oh, yeah, that's Tawny Katan.
Yeah, Tawny Katan. Yeah. I mean, she beat up Steve Finley with a high heel shoe.
Let me see if I can see this girl on here and see her name.
Well, can you stop with the pictures of that? Can we just move on to the next thing here?
Jay, they're so hot.
All right, sporting events. Sporting event or moment that you could talk about for 30 minutes, probably with very little research, that you could just go on and on about and feel like you could talk. I mean, there's certain things on there 30 minutes is a stretch, but I'm not asking. It's also like more like a Q&A where it's going to lead to discussion, but you're going to dominate that discussion. You're not giving a 30-minute lecture, but you know a lot about it. You feel like you could really get into a conversation with someone about it.
About
a sporting event, moment.
A moment.
Yes, that you feel like you would not have to like go to your phone and be like, oh, let me look that up or whatever else.
Wow. I guess to me, there's a lot of memorable ones.
There you go. Okay.
The Cowboys' rout of the Buffalo Bills in the Super Bowl out at.
So in that sense, you're like, here's where I was.
Yes.
I remember everything about this. I remember where I was at for this play. I remember
watching. I remember what I was thinking when I thought Leon Lett was going to score a touchdown and they would have had the most points ever scored in the Super Bowl. I remember Ken Norton stopping Thurman Thomas at the 1 and causing the fumble, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Irvin's acrobat catch touchdown dive. Just Aikman dominating. He won MVP. It was just, I remember a lot about that Super Bowl, and that was a long time ago and a lot of beers ago, so I've killed some brain cells since then. The Dodgers 88 World Series, Game 1.
Game 1.
Is like
Game 1's
that.
Yeah.
At the time, I was a huge Dodger fan still, and just...
I don't know if there's one game in Major League Baseball history I've watched more than Game 1 of the 88 World Series.
Yeah, just insane.
Maybe and we'll see you tomorrow night, Game 6 of the 87 World Series, Kirby Puckett's home run.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
But I don't think and I know the Cub fans out there are going to say that they've watched Game 7 of 2016, and rightfully so.
That's still, I was still a kid, I was a senior in high school, so it still meant something more to me then. By the way, Jordan's, what I thought shoulda, woulda, coulda been his walk-off. I wish he had never came back. But when he hits the shot, kind of sidestep pushes Brian Russell out of the way and nails it and just poses with it.
Just leaves it up there.
Just leaves it. I mean, those three are probably the three most memorable ones. Even like that back-to-back Super Bowl when Dallas won, it wasn't as memorable as those two, but it was a lot of fun. That was the one in Atlanta. Emmett was the MVP of that one. He was MVP of the league that year too. Emmett was just a workhorse. And then they skipped a year and they won the one against the Steelers. That one was pretty much non-memorable to me as well. It was fun.
Yeah.
But those are the first three that really come to mind.
I do. I mean, we know Easer A's is a Giants fan. He could talk 10, 12, 14 World Series, whatever else. Yeah. So, and he said the most 90 Super Bowls. Mikey said the Bartman ball game. I know exactly where I was. I know exactly what I did. I know that I stopped watching that game.
I was at Rookies.
So I
was at Rookies, and I was dating this chick.
And I think the reason
just
why
started dating, by the way, and she proceeded to tell me that it wasn't that big of a deal. And I don't think we dated much after that.
I think also it helps that because we have documentaries about these things, I could still talk about the Bartman game a lot more than I by firsthand knowledge of watching it live.
Right.
I could talk about it and
now a little tangent of this.
Mm-hmm.
How about this? A little tangent. It's like those are my most memorable things, right? And obviously being fans of what was going on at the time. But my first real big sports memory, when I can't talk 100% about it, but what I remember because I was pretty young.
Okay, I like where this is going. Okay.
So it was Reggie Jackson hitting the 3 home runs in the World Series. Was it 3 or 4?
I'm
sure it was at least 3.
Okay. Yeah, it's got.
But that would have been the 77 series, I believe.
That's wow.
I remember that. That was my first big sports memory.
Okay.
How about yourself?
My first big sports memory. I briefly remember, and this is just this is across the board, so it's not anything. But I know. I guess I can't say it because what I want to use is emotional memorization, meaning I can tell you where I was.
Okay.
So I can't tell you enough about Fernando Mania.
Oh, right? I can.
I can just remember I was getting baseball cards then, and I was about 5 years old, and that's the baseball card I wanted to get. So my first real sports memory is Game 5 of the 1984 National League Championship Series, the Cubs versus the Padres.
Okay.
That's the one. And that's also the first moment first time I ever cried at a sporting event. And then my next one would
right
be,
about then was when, so my dad had become a Cubs fan. And that's when I started crossing over. It's like, okay, well, I'm a Dodger fan, Dad, except I'll root with you for the Cubs unless you're playing the Dodgers.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of where it kind of went for me.
Now, I could talk about Super Bowl 20.
Oh, yeah.
For easily 30 minutes. And everything about that season.
I was in Burlington, Iowa for that Super Bowl.
I can also, this is, call it what you want, sports or not, I could talk at length of WrestleMania 3. I could talk about Macho Man versus Ricky Steamboat.
It's sports entertainment, Jason.
I know.
Yes.
And I could talk about Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant.
Yeah.
And how
who
much
won between Macho and Ricky?
Ricky.
Oh, okay.
But it was like the most. It's the false finishes that are in there. The how that thing was scripted out, and how Macho Man wanted that to steal the spotlight. And everybody really always talks about Hogan body slamming Andre the Giant, but really the match that stole the show was Ricky versus Macho Man Randy Savage. The build up, the storyline to it, everything about it. I mean, he crushed his larynx with a ring bell. Before that, Macho Man did.
Really did?
Yeah, he really did.
So Ricky couldn't talk?
Yeah, he couldn't talk. Yeah, that's why. Yeah.
Did he have a big bandage over it?
Yeah.
God, I love how they sold it in the 80s.
So good.
It was so great. Because as a kid, you're buying it. Hook, line, and sinker.
Oh, yeah. Heck yeah. I'm in.
Like, I remember the time, and I don't know if you're old enough to remember this part of the storyline, but when Sergeant Slaughter was still a heel, and obviously you had the Iron Sheik as a heel, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the Sheik had been on right before Slaughter. And then here comes Slaughter into his music, and Sheik's coming out of the ring. He took his time to get out of the ring.
Mm-hmm.
And he's coming down the thing, and the Iron Sheik wouldn't get out of Slaughter's way.
And then Slaughter became a good guy.
Yeah, and then Slaughter became a good guy, and then they had a big battle, too. And I think he put, the Sheik had the camel clutch.
Yeah.
Sergeant Slaughter had the cobra clutch.
Yeah, he had the cobra, yeah. This is a form of the sleeper hold. But
yeah.
As far as, let's see, getting older, a lot of Iowa games. A lot of them. I can talk about at length. God. And then
I forgot about that one. Rob Houtland's kick.
Yeah, that's
Chuck
that's 85. Yeah,
Iowa beat
10.
Michigan. Yeah, 1-2.
Yep. That's they beat him 12-10, and then obviously the losing in the Rose Bowl that year, another event that I cried out. Not a lot of them, but I mean, I'll bring it up. Harmon.
The 3 fumbles.
Yeah, and then the Orange Bowl, and then most bowl games after that, ones I've been at or games I've been to, or whatever else.
What was the one that Drew Tate threw the pass to?
That's against LSU in the Cap One Bowl.
Yes.
So I know exactly. I was in Galena for that one, and I could talk about that and tell stories.
We were at the the 3 on 3rd, the middle one, right next to Max. Carriage House.
Gotcha.
Carriage House jumped up in the air, accidentally hit my buddy Kent Odefine in the face.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "Ow, hey, I'm sorry, hey!" Jumped up and hugged each other.
See, Mikey brings up one that I wouldn't come across, so that'd make me interested to hear him talk about. He's talking about Dale Earnhardt's death. I don't even remember much about that at all.
I do remember it. It was a very huge deal. I never been a big NASCAR fan, but that was, man, I remember that emphatically when that happened. That was huge. Like, it was like people were just shocked.
I guess.
And that brought on the called the Hans, the head and neck system, head and neck routine.
Yeah.
I think it's called Hans. Maybe I'm wrong.
I could talk outside of like teams that I'm rooting for. If I say Dodgers game 1, I could say Game 7 of 2001 World Series, Diamondbacks Yankees. I was invested into that one. I just wanted the Yankees to lose so bad.
So did I. You know where I was at when was Luis Gonzalez hit the floater up the middle off Mariano Rivera?
Yep.
Daisy Dukes.
Oh, really?
Staring at the big screen TV. I was with my girlfriend. She's like, you can look at the strippers. I'm like, yeah, but this is Game 7 of the World Series.
Yeah, they'll be here after this game.
They'll be here as soon as
it's Game 7.
Yeah. Sorry, lady.
Is there anything that's out there that's odd that I remember? I mean, there's some out there that could I talk for 30 minutes about it or get really, if someone wanted to go.
I mean, 30 minutes is hard.
It's a lot, but I'm saying like to hold a conversation. To hold a conversation and not be like, oh, is it? Or who they wrestle. Like I could go back and forth with maybe about sometimes. Well, You've been around, and I've put you, unfortunately, I've put you around enough former wrestlers that we could talk about former 4-timers and just go on and on about who they wrestled.
Talking about someone going from 6 to midnight.
Yeah, who could talk about who they lost to or who they beat in the finals and everything else. But no, it's an interesting conversation because we all have our memories of what things are and where we were at, and that's how we use our memory, emotional memory, to where they were. I guess
I was bragging up our lady wrestlers on the flight home. I sat next to a lady that coached in Moline, in middle school, somewhere in Moline.
Mm-hmm.
She actually coached Sissy and Becca.
Really?
Sissy and Becca. She coached them both when they were little. Her name is Tammy, and I didn't catch her last name. But so Tammy and I were talking on the flight, and brought up Ella Schmidt, and then and I'm at a lost words. Our 2 sisters that went to Assumption.
Yep, Tatum and Sydney.
Yep. So we we're just kind of talking about the Iowa wrestling. She had a few questions about it. She didn't realize that they also wrestled against the guys.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, Ella, I think, got 5th or 6th. No,
She did not place it at Boise State, but
she did really well.
Exactly. Again, there's all kinds of memories. It really based around what your teams are, where you were at the time, and where you're at in life. I mean, you get busier.
Yeah.
We already talked about that.
I think for us, seriously, on the show, I mean, having those girls on here, I mean, just the historical significance of it.
Mhm.
And I don't even think, I mean, they're living it.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's really like, it'll be some time before people look back and go, oh my God, who was the first female champion,
Yeah, when it wasn't sanctioned or whatever. But they'll be coaches by then. Probably with the youth program.
And they'll be legends, and it's going to be great.
You probably know this more. Izure says he can remember watching Tiger's first Masters win. You probably remember that pretty well. And
huge.
And then he had the 2019 one as well. Those are big ones. Lefty winning his first Masters was a big one.
Lefty was pretty huge. Tiger against Rocco Mediate when Tiger's knee was all jacked up, and he made this incredible chip on the U.S. Open. He was in the bunker, and he chipped it out of the bunker. And he was like almost up to his neck in the bunker. He chips it up out of the bunker into the hole for birdie, and just, and it was kind of, Tiger went like this. He just put his hand on his head, laughed. He's like, he couldn't believe how sick it was. There's been a lot of Tiger moments that have been pretty damn sick.
Well, as we wrap up, we can look at the leaderboard going on with the PGA Championship. Phil Mickelson is still in the lead at -5.
Look at Lefty go.
I know. Today is -3.
I saw one of his tee shots before I left to come here.
Brandon Grace is tied for second with Christian Gesundheit.
Brooks, he just teed off a few minutes ago.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he shot -3. He's just through 2 right now.
Yep.
He's even for the day. Louis Oosthuizen. He's -2 today through 4.
Big
so
Louis.
he's tied for second as well at -3.
That's Mookie's
Keegan Bradley,
favorite.
Victor Hovland's -3.
Look at Victor Hovland, he's on your list.
That's right. Corey Connors is not having a good day. He was +3. He's done for the day. Gary Woodland shot even. Kevin Streelman shot even. Sanjay Im shot even today. They're all done for the day. And Stuart Sink is just on the 3rd, so that's kind of about outside your top 10 right there. But Phil is he's done for the day, and he shot -3, so he is the leader right now, -5.
It would be interesting to see Lefty.
Where's the cut?
Man, can Lefty win another major?
Projected cut is it going to be at +3?
I'll tell you what, that will be.
Spieth is not right now looking to make the cut. He's at +4. He's in trouble.
That's terrible.
It's
If
really
Lefty
bad.
wins this
Tom's
tournament,
not
it'll
gonna
be almost as big as Tiger winning the Masters.
Really?
It'll
So
be
it's something to keep our eye on?
almost, Yes. Because Lefty's 50.
Mm-hmm. All right. Thank Adam for calling in today. That was great. Remember to go to visit EliteSportsbook.com. Everything else, get outside and go to Hidden Hills. Say hi to Big Mike for us out there. Hidden Hills just north of the TBK complex. And don't forget to sign up for our Pints Golf outing. It'll be June 19th. It's best ball foursome. You can do it at the bar. You can message us as well. We'll point you in the right direction. I want to thank everyone for listening and tuning in to Don't Hassle Us Local here on ESPN 1170 AM. Have a great weekend. I'll be in Altoona for softball.
All right.
So we got that going on. We will talk to you guys soon. We're going to run some ads, and then you guys will go into your 2 o'clock show. Stay safe and sanitize, Quad Cities. Take care of each other. We'll talk to you soon. Out.
This is Len Casper, the voice of the Chicago White Sox. You're listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local on ESPN 1170.
Sorry to interrupt your jams, murder mystery podcasts, or motivational beach noises, but we got something else you might like to hear. It's called cash. That's the sound of an extra $250 after your first 10 deliveries with Uber Eats. That's right, an extra $250 on top of all the other cash you'll make during those first 10